So yeah, I made the training tape, and I wasn't so excited about making the training tape. Now I had some calls that held up, but they did not make the training tape. So only the bad the bad one, if you will,
Wow.
showed up. So
It's
you know,
all good.
yeah, it is what it is. I'm I'm very comfortable in my officiating skin, so I don't have a I don't have a problem. But yeah, we are in the mix. We're back. This is the Collective Podcast. I have no idea what episode it is. I'm gonna say 78.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Episode 78. I am AC from LA, and he am Saucier Senior. Oh, got a lot of AMs here. Yeah, and put together we are the Collective Podcast, and we are back in the mix. We rocking, and Rod, how you feel? How's everything? How you feeling
Hey
today?
man, everything is great. My Raiders are 3-0. Uh, you know, Dodgers looking good. Can't complain, man. Life is great right now.
Yeah, so cool. 49ers lost on a last second field goal or a field
Mm.
goal as time expired. And then somehow they decided that we were from number 4 to number 11 in the power rankings. So the Green Bay Packers opened up with an ugly loss to Jameis Winston them in New Orleans. And somehow now they're the number 4 team in the power rankings because they beat us on the last second field goal and we drop all the way down to 11. So if they get that much of a jump for beating us, shouldn't we be higher? But it's fine. That they don't believe in us. It's all good. Congrats to Rodney's team being 3-0. And let's get this going.
Let us pray.
Yeah, man.
Heavenly Father, dear nigga down here. Do you believe it? I see brothers in black crumbing, brothers in packs done, plus everybody time.
Too doped up to ask why.
Watching our hometown for a witness to it.
It's like we don't believe in God because we living in sin. Yo, what up? What up? Episode 78, the Collective Podcast. We're here. The Dodgers are actually making this way more interesting than they should be. It was 4-0. Now it's 5-3. And the Giants and the Diamondbacks are still tied at 0. That being said, we are back, and it's late. It's 11:30 on the East Coast, 10:30 in Chicago, 9:30 in Denver, and 8:30 here. Rod, what do you want to start with?
Hey man, I guess we can start with these baseball playoff races. They
All right.
definitely heated up. I think Milwaukee is starting to cool off some. Dodgers are still just moving along. Giants are still moving along. St. Louis got lightning. I mean, got uh sun hot.
Yeah.
They've won what 17 straight.
17 straight before today. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. And then they actually lost to Milwaukee today.
and clinched the playoff spot.
Yeah. So, in case you guys don't know what that means they either play at LA or San Francisco. It's just that simple. That means that they have clinched the second wild card spot, which means they eliminated the Padres and everyone else. And so at this point, it's them at either the Dodgers or the Giants, whoever loses the NL West. And with 5 games to go, including tonight, the Giants are up 2 on the Dodgers. So I just want to be clear about that. In the American League, you have the Yankees and Red Sox battling with the Mariners the Yankees, Red Sox, and Mariners are battling for the 2 wild card spots, I should say. And the Yankees and Red Sox, well, the Yankees are a game up on the Red Sox, and the Red Sox are a game up on the Mariners. So right now, basically, the Yankees are up 2 on the bottom, but it's 2 of those 3 teams: Yankees, Red Sox, Mariners, to play in that American League wild card game, because now they've made it 1 game. In case you guys didn't know, it's literally 1 game, and then the winner of that 1 game will actually play at Tampa Bay. So
I hate that. I absolutely hate that.
the 1 game,
the 1 game.
yeah,
Because the Dodgers can win 100 games this season and turn around all for naught, losing 1 game.
yes,
That's absolutely stupid.
and well, let me capitalize on what you're saying. So they've already won 101. So conceivably they could win 101. But let's just say they could win out and not catch the Giants if the Giants also win out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they could finish with 106 wins.
Mm-hmm.
They could finish with 106 wins. Play the Cardinals, who could finish with 88 wins. So that's 18 games up on the Cardinals, and that's after the Cardinals won 17 in a row. And then if the Cardinals catch lightning in a bottle in that 1 game at Dodger Stadium, Dodgers are done, and then the Cardinals go to San Francisco.
Absolutely.
It's also, like, I'm going to take it a step further. It's also crazy to think that the Dodgers or Giants, whoever lose the division, like, if you win the wild card game, you got to play the division winner.
Right.
So everyone expects it to be the Dodgers and Giants in the first round. I mean, in the division series, you just don't know who's going to have home field. You know, the Giants are the leader in the clubhouse, but they're not in the clubhouse because they still have to actually play. But they're in the lead.
Well, Scherzer is not doing well tonight. He just gave up another run, and they have a man on second and third. So this is a very un-Scherzer-like performance. But I felt really good last night after Walker Buehler stunk it up twice in a row. He pitched last night, and he was blowing him away. He's back to his old self last night. So that was encouraging, because I was wondering if he had lost his confidence or something, the way he was going out and just getting smashed by inferior teams, you know. And those were 2 games that we definitely should have won and should be tied at least with the Giants right now. I mean, like, we gave those 2 Walker Buehler starts away. So it's like every time they lose, you know, we take the pressure off and lose a game that we shouldn't lose.
Right. Shout out to Aunt Cheryl. What up?
Hey, Aunt Cheryl.
So, yeah, I concur. And boy, they keep me nervous. You should never start out 4-0 in the bottom of the first and have that game be in doubt or in question at all. You're up 4-0. You should be able to hold on.
Game is tied.
Okay, let's move off a bit. So anyway, so that's what's going on. St. Louis at the Dodgers for 1 game. And then the winner of that series will play at the Giants, most likely. Now, you know, the Dodgers did go up 4-0, and 5-5 is not the same as being behind. So they can obviously come back. They're at home, and the Diamondbacks could potentially beat the Giants. You know, we'll see what happens. But right now, it's not necessarily promising. But again,
the Diamondbacks are not doing badly, because the Giants had bases loaded with no outs, and when you said it was still 0-0, that means they held. So
yeah,
and that was in the first inning. So I'm glad.
All right. So listen, with our podcast, and this is episode 78. So we've been going for 78 weeks. And if you guys don't know that math, that's 1.5 years on the dot. Right. Congratulations. It's 1.5 years.
Yeah.
We're also doing something different tonight that we haven't done in the past. We're actually live streaming on Twitter for the first time because our software has, by the way, Rod, please shoot me something. Our software is now allowing us to live stream on Twitter. Before we were bless you, we were on Periscope, which is Twitter related. So we were on Twitch and then we were on Periscope, but now we're actually live streaming directly on Twitter. So from my account and from the Collective Podcast account. So maybe we have viewers from there that we didn't have before. If not, hopefully we'll gain some. That being said, that's what's going on with baseball. And hold on, let's finish it. So definitely in the playoffs, you have the Braves, you have the Brewers, you have the Giants, Dodgers, and Cardinals. Brewers and Braves are division winners. The Giants and Dodgers are battling it out. The Cardinals are definitely a wild card team. So that's the National League. In the American League, you have Tampa Bay with home field advantage. You have the White Sox winning their division. You have the Astros. The Astros can lock it up today, but there's little doubt that the Astros are going to win that division. And so the Mariners are really battling the Yankees and Red Sox for those two slots, like I said before. Good morning. Good evening, Elaine. Shout out to you. All right, so that's what's going on in baseball. In basketball, Rod, I don't know if you saw this, but if you hold on one second. Have you seen what the NBA handed down that if you miss games because you're not vaccinated, you will not get your paycheck for those games.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I don't know how to feel about that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm at a loss on that one. I
don't know
how to feel. That means you're forcing people to be vaccinated, which is what's going on in the world. But.
So here, all right. So is that what it means? Because here's the thing: if the state, the county. So it's a county thing, right? Generally speaking. So if the county says that everyone inside of this indoor venue has to be vaccinated, then it's really the county mandating that. And if you know that and you choose not to be vaccinated, I mean, it's still your choice, but then you just, what is the money goes to charity, right? It's like a fine. The team doesn't keep it. So I don't know. I'm still blown away that. Well, no, let me not go there. So you don't like it, or you're not sure if you like it?
I'm not sure how to feel about it.
Okay.
Because there are some people who really don't want to be vaccinated, and it's almost like making people
right.
Yeah, but that's the choice.
Because if you fly out of the window, that car is definitely crashing. So you're endangering everyone else in the car.
That's the chance they want to take. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be the driver, but anyone, that's the chance they want to take. So
so then everything else I said about people running you over and being traumatized. Come on, man.
You can't say that because I get visuals, and you just couldn't imagine what flew through my mind when you.
But I could imagine what flew through your windshield
when you painted that picture.
I'm just saying, like,
in all honesty, I just don't know. I don't know how to feel.
fair enough. Well, then there is no stance from the collective podcast, but I will say this. I think that we're only still feeling this because people are not vaccinated. Because if everybody got vaccinated, at some point there would stop being new people getting it and spreading it. I'm just saying. Man up, woman up, child up, whatever it is.
Well, what's interesting is LeBron's been silent about his status for what, all this time? And
I don't know.
now
I'm not actually following anyone, but go ahead.
And now he had to make an announcement that he just got vaccinated this week because it was best for he and his family.
Oh, well.
Like, why didn't you keep it silent? If you didn't say whether you were or you weren't all this time because you didn't want anybody to know, for me, you should have just kept it that way and just, you know, left it alone. Obviously, somebody will figure it out if you got to a venue and you were playing in the game and you know, everyone in the building had to be vaccinated, then people could pretty much realize, oh, well, he must be vaccinated. But he waited and then announced it like in a press conference, like, oh, well, Lakers Media Day.
Okay.
So, I don't know. But
all right.
You know, they don't know what to do with Kyrie because he's saying that he's not going to take it no matter what.
Which team does he play for again?
Somewhere
can't keep
in New
up.
York.
I can't keep up.
Somewhere in New York. I don't know.
Oh, he's one of the big three.
Yeah.
Since I'm doing banners, I couldn't help but do this one. It's been a while. I couldn't help it. It's there. So, what's up, Trey? happy belated birthday.
Yeah. Birthday.
Okay. Dietrich Ellis, our sideline reporter, says the Lakers reach 100% vaccination.
Are you coming to say good night?
8:48. Good night, sir. Good night.
Come on, man.
Good night. See you in the morning.
I'm not going to bed yet.
I know. If I know anything, I know you're not going to bed. Not on a Wednesday at 8:48. It's going to be 9:48 before they wrestle you into the bed.
Man, 11.
Later.
He'll lay down at 9 o'clock, but when he falls asleep, somewhere about 11:15, after he asks for a story, and after he asks for you to sing him a song and say prayers with him, and a list of other things he forgot. And after all that, hey, can I just lay with you for 5 minutes in your bed or wherever you are?
Haley used to do that, but she doesn't do it anymore. It's really interesting that she got out of that. Let me get in the bed.
Till 30. He's acting like he's going to be doing this till at least age 30. I did not see it slowing down right now. I don't even try to get in bed most of the time. I just fall asleep back here on the chair because I know that there's not going to be space.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So interestingly enough, one of the leagues that I hadn't heard from, who like we have a new supervisor for basketball. I won't name the league, but one of those leagues has a new supervisor of officials and hadn't heard from her or him in a while. But then she or he sent out a message yesterday saying that everybody needs to be vaccinated to work that league. So that particular conference is going to ask for proof very soon and have people upload it digitally. So that's interesting. It looks like everything based in California is having all officials fully vaccinated above high school. I don't know how high school is doing it. You guys have to be vaccinated for high school football? Oh, they didn't say anything about it? Okay. Oh, I wanted to ask you the other day, what are you guys doing for dress? Are you still going dressed or getting dressed in the parking lot? Or are you guys back in a room or what?
I don't care where I go. I come dressed.
Okay.
At least my pants. I might not put on my shirt, but pants and everything else is on before I get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
So two interesting views. Anshiro says maybe with LeBron announcing it, it'll encourage other people to get it. I mean, that's possible, but goodness gracious, are people still on the fence? I feel like at this point, everybody's either getting it or not getting it, and they know. Are people still on the fence? A buddy of mine, I just found out he's not vaccinated. He almost died. You know, he just beat pneumonia. He caught it at his mother's funeral. Rest in peace. Not vaccinated, hospitalized with pneumonia, almost died, beat pneumonia, can barely move, can barely breathe, back home. I didn't ask him about his vaccination status, but he wasn't vaccinated. I don't know. I don't know what people's thought process is or what people's thought processes are. But yeah, Dietrich says athletes are going to miss out on millions. Dietrich in football going to the locker room and getting wow. Yeah. So in our collegiate conference, we don't have to be vaccinated, but my crew's vaccinated, and everybody that's guested on our crew this year is vaccinated. I wear my mask out. Well, I have my mask in my pocket when I go to the field, and then during warm-ups when I'm talking to players and coaches, I mask up. I worked the scrimmage at Cal Baptist yesterday, and when I was on the sideline talking to my officials, I didn't have my mask on. But anytime that I was on the court around the players, I have my mask on. I'm just still going to do that in basketball. I'm just going to stay masked up. It's just what I'm doing.
Yep. For life.
Sounds dangerous, Dietrich. Sounds dangerous. Yeah. Wow. Still on the fence. Okay. So that's okay. People are still on the fence. What else you got, Rod? Oh, by the way, Brianna made baked macaroni and cheese, green beans. I forgot what you would say, what kind of green beans they were, and then some kind of sweet potato thing that I didn't like, with turkey in the slow cooker last night. Turkey and macaroni and cheese, amazing. I don't eat this sweet potato thing, and then she didn't really like how the green beans turned out, but I'm looking forward to those leftovers when we hop off of this thing. So, yeah. All right, Dietrich. Oh, your crew's vaccinated. Okay. I get it. And I for whatever reason, and maybe you're talking about college. Maybe you're not talking about high school. But I'm just leery of, them cleaning the locker rooms and all that kind of stuff. But I get it. And I in my prayers, Dietrich, for sure, I hope that you guys all stay safe. Rod, your high school and college crews, I hope you guys are all safe. I hope everybody's safe. And I just wish that new people would stop getting COVID-19. Can I say it like that?
Yep.
I wish the new people would stop getting it. Okay, cool. What else you got, Rod? Episode 78 of the Collective Podcast. I mean, we can talk about it. 3 weeks in, no surprises thus far. The Rams beat the Bucks. The Raiders are 3-0. The Green Bay Packers beat us, but we're both 2-1. Arizona's undefeated. Seattle's 2-1. We're still the best conference in football, with 3-0, 3-0, 2-1, 2-1. Not conference, division. NFC West, best division in football. Yeah. You guys are, well, Kansas City lost, and we know the Chargers lost. I imagine Denver also lost, so you guys are alone in first in your division, aren't you? Why are you looking up?
Wait, Denver's
definitely not 3-0.
They 2-1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You should know, Rodney. You should know where you stand in your division.
Well, I just know we're at the top. I don't worry about who.
But you should know. Oh, there you go. Look at this. That's what you call new money. Or you can equate that to new money, like not used to being undefeated or at the top of anything. The Broncos are undefeated. You're right. I didn't realize that. So shout out to the Broncos in my second home, Denver, Colorado. And LA's team, 2-1. Chargers, 2-1. And then LA's other team, 3-0. Interesting. They really do believe in the Cowboys, even though they only beat the Eagles. Like, that's not hard. Panthers are undefeated. Wow. 2 big surprises. Panthers and Raiders leading their divisions. Or Panthers, Raiders, and Broncos leading their divisions. Amazing. If people were betting, they would say they would just as easy be 0-3. But shout out to them for holding it down. All right. Not much on the NFL. You got anything?
I'm not really surprised about the Panthers.
Okay.
I'm not. Because I mean, they got the former quarterback of the Jets, Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold could play football, but you're never going to look like you can play football playing for the Jets.
The old Jets.
Well, and the new Jets.
Just give the new Jets some time. It's a new staff, so let's not.
Well, it's a new staff, but it's the same roster. So they didn't upgrade the offensive line. They didn't upgrade the receivers. So I mean, the quarterback is just running for his life the same way Darnold did. It's not, and that's why I didn't understand why they would blame Darnold for the Jets' miseries. Like he's getting chased as soon as he gets the snap.
But Rod, who blamed him?
Well, the Jets did because they got rid of their first pick.
But they also got rid of their coach. And so
that normally happens when the team is losing.
But yeah, so
you throwing the baby out with the bathwater.
You want to put your own stamp on the team. That you understand that.
Yeah.
Robert Saleh, first-time head coach. Darnold didn't have the locker room. It's one of those things.
Oh, that was a report that he didn't have the locker room?
Yeah. He didn't, it wasn't like mutiny, but he didn't completely have it. Like people were what and what about him going. So it wasn't one of those things like.
Well, yeah. But I mean, like, if I was Darnold, I'd be pointing at my offensive tackles. Like, well, talk to them.
Well, here's the thing. This is what Darnold said.
Where it should be. That line was terrible. The running backs couldn't get no more than 2.3 yards a carry.
And I'm with you.
It was in shambles.
And I'm with you. And this is what Darnold said.
You have a line that you can't get any space for your running back. You can't give any time to your quarterback. Why do you get rid of the quarterback? Like you get rid of a franchise quarterback who can play to go and draft a rookie who's unproven.
Isn't that the story of the NFL?
So I mean, just waddle in your funk, in your misery. Just stay there.
All right.
Now Darnold with a fresh start. Now it is surprising that they're undefeated and Christian McCaffrey again is hurt. It's not surprising he's hurt again because he's just injury prone, but it's surprising that he's a big part of their offense and they're actually doing it without him for the most part. That part is surprising.
Well, can we say doing it without him for the most part when he got injured in week 3 and they opened up with the Jets?
He been injured each game. He's come back, but each game he leaves
right before they got hurt, they were talking about how he was taking on such a heavy load in the first 2 games, and
yeah.
Well, let me tell you what was really, really funny. I don't really know this guy, but we worked the Cal Baptist basketball scrimmage yesterday.
Mhm.
And there's a guy there who works. Let's just say I don't want to put him out there. He works in some capacity for the Rams. Well, in some capacity for SoFi and Staples Center. So let's say it like that.
Right.
So Rams and Chargers. So he was saying he's someone who needs to see where the ball is being spotted. So I'll say that in football. And so he had a lot of negative things to say about the headline judge and line judge, the down judge and line judge that worked the Chargers home preseason game. And he was just talking like all through the gym. First of all, we had a basketball scrimmage and he's talking about football. It was just really, really interesting. And then he was clowning. And I was like, hey man, they're in the NFL. He was like, nah, they were trying out. And I was like, they're in the NFL ADP program and they already work high-level Division I football, getting nice checks and being considered for the NFL. I'm pretty sure that whatever you were seeing is probably not a thing.
Right.
Well, just look at it and tell me. Okay, but it was weird. Like he had a lot to say, and he was talking about and when he just kept calling everyone the line judge. So he doesn't really know, but he was like, yeah, when we go in the locker room to talk to him, I tell them, hey, this is what you need to do to make my job easy. And I was like, but I don't think anyone cares about making your job easy. Like,
right.
The NFL officials don't care about making your job easy. Like, but it was an interesting take. He seems like a nice guy, but he just had a lot to say about the crews, and he prefers some crews to others. And I've never heard of this guy or what he does, and I didn't even know it existed. But then he said that he does it for SC games also, and then he either tells the SC people, the Pac-12 officials, or he tells the NFL officials, yeah, some of y'all do it better than others, so I just need y'all to hurry up and get there. So I'm like, what? They haven't fired you yet?
Wow.
All right. So again, I haven't told you who he is or what exactly he does, but it was very, very interesting. I also got a chance to sit in on a crew meeting about. It was a Pac-12 crew, and I got to sit in on them discussing their game from Saturday. So I won't say which crew or which game, but that was invaluable. We sat in on the Zoom, and the referee led it, and he talked about all the plays that one particular coach sent in, and there were of those, and they talked to all of them, and it was awesome. It was awesome just being a part of that. And I was a fly on the wall. I didn't say a word, but to be able to soak that up was really cool. Really cool. All right, you got anything else about the NFL?
No, I mean, whatever you got, I'm open to it.
All right, so if Andrew Wiggins doesn't vaccinate, does it matter in the West? Like, is he an integral part of the Warriors? Does his presence matter for the games that he would miss? And I don't know if anyone's calculated the number of games he would miss in the regular season, but I mean, I guess he would miss the 41 at home, huh?
Right.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
So it matters
with their current roster, yes, because you got Trey Thompson coming back off of a serious injury.
Mm-hmm.
And Wiggins is a pretty good defender for how that goes in the league these days. And he's got all the offensive skill in the world. He just doesn't bring it every night. But when he brings it, he's like one of the most dangerous players in the NBA. It's just getting this dude to play to his potential on a nightly basis. And you don't get that. But with him on the floor, with Trey Thompson coming back from injury, and the command, the respect he commands on the floor for what he can do, yes, it'll be a difference if he's not on the floor, and it would change their team. Yes.
And then I guess I don't have to ask you about Kyrie Irving. That obviously that's a difference maker.
He
Big three on
Kyrie is great, but
the
they
best
have
team in
so
basketball.
many people on that team, veterans that were, you know, first, second, or third team All NBA at some point in their lives that I think they could manage without Kyrie. Like point guards are not mandatory in today's NBA. You know, you don't need that floor general to get the teams in their offense anymore like you used to.
Are, are they the best team in basketball with Kyrie Irving? And do they drop off to maybe second or maybe not even best in the East without Kyrie Irving?
I don't think they're the best team in basketball. No.
Are they the best team in the East?
I would say yes. With Kyrie, yes, they are.
Okay. So who did the Bucks lose with? Who jumped the ship immediately?
Um,
Who was it?
PJ Tucker.
Okay.
That's a
But not
huge
Chris
loss.
Middleton. Chris Middleton is still there, right?
No, Chris Middleton is still there, but they lost their best defender, which is huge for them.
Who plays defense on the Nets? Does Blake Griffin play defense?
Yeah, he plays defense. He gets block shots.
Yeah, I guess that's what you want. I mean, he's in the paint. So, do they have on-ball defenders?
Let me check their roster. That's a good question.
All right, so you know me.
Picked up so many. I mean, like this is you can't even like understand the roster anymore. They pick now. You can just like get your contract like terminated or buyout, and then you can just go sign. Everybody signs with one team nowadays. It disgusts me. So I just don't even try to wrap my head around it. But they have a team full of all-stars. I mean, the Lakers do too, but
Dietrich, he's talking about perimeter defenders. I'm sure. Because he knows Giannis. Even though he doesn't believe that. Even though he probably doesn't even believe the Bucks won. So let's start there. You know Rod doesn't believe in the Bucks, but he knows Giannis. He's just talking about perimeter defenders. Okay. People who have to actually defend on every possession.
Let me see. They got LaMarcus Aldridge.
He's still in the league?
Yeah. He came out. He was going to retire and came back.
Oh, okay.
Some of these guys are not going to make the roster, so I don't know who they are. Durant obviously can play defense. Blake Griffin, James Harden, Joe Harris, Kyrie Irving. Patty Mills, Paul Millsap.
You guys ever think about how close their names are? Patty Mills and Paul Millsap. They both have Paul Mills in their names. I don't know if you thought about that.
Yeah, so I don't know which one of these guys are going to actually make the team. A lot of these younger guys are not going to make the team. But yeah, they're still good even if Kyrie doesn't play.
All right, so I got the Bucks in the East again. We'll see what happens. Who they get to replace Ben Simmons in Philly, or what happens with that. So sad, because boy, that could have been something special.
Well, with 4 years left on his deal, how does he? I mean, if they say, "Hey, we're not trading you. You have 4 years left," what does he do? Does he just sit and not play?
Well,
do you think he would sit and not play?
I think that he thinks he would sit and not play, but I think at some point his advisors have to talk to him about the fact that he's not making any money from basketball. He might be making endorsement money, but I'm sure that his endorsement deals probably have clauses just like his actual contract.
Right.
He'll be fined for every day he doesn't show up to camp and fined for every game he misses and all that. And he will wind up not getting salary. It's guaranteed if you show up or if you're injured. But if you just don't show up, it's guaranteed that you're not going to get it. But hey, that's Philly. I still say Milwaukee's the best team in the East. And Rod, I know you believe the Clippers are the best in the West, but I'm here to tell you,
I mean,
they don't want to see Phoenix.
Miami might be that person because they got Kyle Lowry now. They have
NBA champion Kyle Lowry. Put some respect on his name.
They have Victor Oladipo. They still have Duncan Robinson. They signed PJ Tucker. So like PJ Tucker could be the difference in them actually coming out the East. They still have Jimmy Butler. So you got PJ Tucker and Jimmy Butler on the wings defending. That's a strong combination as far as like clamping down, because now the key to defense is having strong wing defenders. And I think we talked about this before when the Heat kind of snuck up on folks a couple of years ago, and I was one who didn't realize who was on their roster until I thought about it. And I'm like, oh no, they got strong wing defenders on the Heat. No wonder they're whooping butt in the playoffs.
Yeah. I can't remember who you had. I know you had the Clippers, but I can't remember who you had the Clippers against. Maybe it was Boston.
It was.
Yeah, it was the Clippers in Boston.
Yeah.
Like a straight Laker hater lover. Like that's crazy. The two teams you just can't root for. The other team in LA and Boston, and that's who you had. And I'm not saying you were rooting for them, but you did pick them.
Yeah, I did.
That was hilarious.
But I mean, Brown Davis was having panic attacks out there and
tripping over his shoelaces.
Yeah. So I mean, what was I supposed to do?
Getting tickled by feathers? I don't know, man.
What was I supposed to do?
Dietrich has jokes. You want to read that, Rod, to the listeners?
Yeah, still with the Kardashians, she can take care of him for a little bit. Which one is he with?
It could only be Chloe.
Nah, he's not with Chloe.
Well, there's no one left.
He's with a Jenner, I thought.
Ah, that's what he means.
Yeah,
okay.
He's with a Jenner.
So what I'm saying is if it's a Kardashian, it can only be Chloe. Now, if it's a Jenner, it would be the one who's not.
Kim. Kim is divorced.
Kim is with Van Jones.
That's right.
Van Johnson? Van Jones. Johnson.
Jones. CNN,
Jones.
Right?
Yeah.
That is odd. That is odd. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't Kendall Jenner a billionaire?
One of them
one
is.
He's with, or is that the one with
Travis Scott is with the billionaire.
Okay.
No, Kylie's the billionaire.
So one
He's
is
back.
So
Ben's probably with Kendall.
One of the girls is with the Phoenix Suns player, Devin Booker. Which one is that?
I don't know, but boy, you got. I don't give. Hey, dude, cover your ears, Zaire. Cover your ears. I don't give a fuck about this Kardashian Jenner family. Let's move on. Like this, we spent way too much time on this. Let's go. Okay. Okay.
I just know one of them has $1 billion.
Yeah, that's Kylie.
And that's the one with Ben. He's got nothing to worry about.
Well, okay. Speaking of, now, how do we transition?
Time for you to go to bed. I can't keep saying goodnight, so you have to stay out there so I can finish doing what I'm doing. Go ahead. You have gotten your 15 minutes of fame.
What fame?
Whatever fame you're looking for on this podcast. Yeah, close the door. No, just close the door. You don't need a baseball.
So So let's go back to the NFL. Well, let me ask you: do you want to go back to the NFL and talk about the elephant in the room, or not?
It's completely up to you. Everything's open.
Well, I mean, you're touching it, so talk about it.
Everything's open.
All right, go.
What do you want to talk about?
The elephant in the room. Go.
Which one?
Let's go back to the Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? Reports
yeah.
have
So
come
Nick
out.
Parsons is doing really well, and Vander Esch might lose his spot.
How's the practice squad coming along with our
Dak
favorite
Prescott
hard?
Dak Prescott was obviously worth his money.
Obviously, as was Zeke, as is Zeke.
Yeah.
What about the right guard, right tackle, right guard,
Right tackle? Well,
right tackle?
he got an extension too, but I think he's taking some losses right now.
Okay, talk about it.
Well,
Just talk about any LSU alums on the offensive line. Give us any reports you have.
I'll say what we talked about earlier.
Okay.
You do college sports, you do pro sports, you get drug tested. You know you're getting drug tested. If they send you home for whatever reason, you know that you still are responsible for taking that test. Come on and do what you gotta do, please. And as simple as that. I mean, get it done. You can't, you can't say, well, oh, I was sent home this day, I was sent home that day, and I didn't take it, and let that be your reasoning. You're still responsible because you're under contract. So I'm sure by now people know that Mr. Lyle Collins is my younger cousin who plays right tackle for the Cowboys, and he was suspended 5 games for not taking his drug test. For me, it's just irresponsible.
Okay.
So, hopefully, after you miss a couple million, you'll learn whatever lesson you need to learn.
Okay.
Hopefully, he didn't miss it. I pray, since it's my family involved, really, I pray that he didn't miss it because he was going to test dirty. I pray that he legitimately missed it because he missed it. And hopefully he'll learn from it and make sure he gets it in,
All right.
But we know that Jerry Jones is about his bottom line. That's what's most important for him. And if you messing with his bottom line and messing with his checkbook, he'll make moves if it's gonna, increase his pocketbook. So
got you.
He wants to be there and he wants to keep that money flow. He needs to continue to play at a high level and let this be a one-time thing.
Got it. And here's an update. As of this week, as of this week, he's able to be back in the team facility. However, he is not allowed to practice with the team, and he can't be on the practice field either while at the Star or the Ford Center. Cannot practice and cannot even go to the practice field, but he can seek help from trainers and all that and be in the facility. He can be in meetings and all of that. So,
got you.
All right. Moving off of the NFL. Thank you for that, Rod. Moving off of the NFL. It's quiet on the tennis front. WNBA. My Las Vegas Aces held on last night and took game 1 and against Phoenix.
Yes.
And Candace Parker and the Chicago Sky stole game 1 against Connecticut. So Chicago's 1-0 on the road, and Las Vegas is 1-0 at home.
She better not get to Chicago and all of a sudden start putting it down like I
Dude,
want
I'm
her to
not
do
doing
in
this with
LA.
you. You are not. This is
You better
not the
not do it.
badmouth Candace
You
Parker
better
show.
not do it.
Nope, stop it. This is
She
not.
better not do it. Or I'm gonna have a real problem.
We're not doing this. We're not doing 2 championships,
Hey,
and just she balled out. She balled
no, she
out.
didn't.
We're
She
not
didn't
doing
ball
this.
out.
We're not.
She won championships, but she didn't ball
She
out.
balled out. You like, dude, like you swear she took every playoff on defense. Listen, if you want to have a real talk about the WNBA, then we can dedicate an episode to it or do Patreon or something like that. But for this free stuff, you're not about to badmouth Candace for free. We at least gonna charge people to let you hear, to let them hear you talk crazy. Okay, moving on. Las Vegas Aces. My favorite player. Well, my other favorite player, Candace and Asia. Asia didn't win MVP, which is fine. It's all good. Because old girl had a stellar season, but she's still the best player on the best team. Or maybe we could say top 2 players. She's still the best. She's the best player on the best team. Doesn't need MVP. She's about to get that ring. So let's go Aces. By the way, I asked you this before, and I love this guy. Like, I watched him grow in the Lakers organization and all of that. I watched him be like an almost regular dude making 6 figures to actually having a bodyguard. But I want to know, does Derek Fisher need to fire Derek Fisher as a head coach?
Yes.
Okay. That's all I need to know. But so he can stay as GM, but he needs to fire himself as a head coach.
Yes.
Okay. Yo, why don't y'all hire Carlene Thompson to coach the Sparks? Yo, or bring back Coop for a 3rd time. All right.
Cooper's coaching high school right now.
Where is Coop coaching? Wait, whoa.
Culver City
Michael
High School.
Cooper or Cynthia Cooper?
Michael Cooper is coaching Culver City High School right now.
Boys or girls?
Boys.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Oh my goodness. How did you find that out?
They announced it when he took the job.
Oh, you read it in the newspaper?
Yeah.
You read it in the Long
Culver
Beach Press
City
Telegram?
High School. I'm like, wow.
Wow. That's big.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I'm like,
Well,
man, he should be on a pro sideline.
This is disgusting. The Padres took the lead.
Yeah, I didn't want to break your heart and tell you that, but
shout out to my mom. What up, Mom? Who is Devontae? What are we talking about? What is Dietrich talking about, Rod?
Is he talking about Devontae Smith?
I don't know. Is he like? I don't know. And Gavin Lux is injured. Okay, moving on. WNBA. So I obviously predicted the Aces, and they're in pole position. Rod doesn't believe in Candace Parker. He believes that Candace Parker was a fluke. He believes that Candace Parker was a waste of air after she left Tennessee. He's a very mean person. But let me ask you, in the WNBA playoffs, who do you believe in?
I'm going to
remind you
with the Aces.
Okay.
Asia Wilson has the most game, and she's one of the prettiest. I mean, it's a win-win. It's a win.
Woo!
No, I definitely don't think Candace Parker's a bum. She's not even close. She's elite. But I think of her like I think of Anthony Davis. Like,
stop it.
She can fill up a.
Let's
she can fill up a.
I think of her like I think of Anthony Davis. You're talking about an all-time great / future Hall of Famer versus Anthony Davis, who is yet unproven.
About Anthony
He
Davis.
is yet unproven. He hasn't done anything though. She actually has. Come on, dude. You got to stop this. You have to stop. You have to stop this crazy talk.
She doesn't, and when playoff time comes, she does not play up to her potential. That's all. Regular season, she kills it. Playoffs,
So when you're 7'4" and you have to play all 5 positions because your teammates are not doing what they need to do, where have I heard that before? You got to do what you got to do, man. But that's cool. We can move on from this because she's in Chicago now. Yeah. She left as a free agent because she, first of all, wanted to go home. But second of all, the Sparks didn't have the pieces around her. And we know that. So she went home. And look at her now. She's in the Final Four and up 1-0 on the road. So, Chicago Sky. Bam, bam. Dodgers have somebody on base. Let's go. This is killing me. I cannot. But here's the thing. If the Dodgers lose tonight and the Giants win, at least we could just relax and just get ready for St. Louis. I mean, we don't have to watch the rest of the season.
And I think that's what would happen if they lost tonight. I think they would just say, "Hey, you know what? We're playing St. Louis. Let's just go ahead and they would pretty much start shutting people down."
But the problem, Rod, here's the problem though. You don't want atrophy to set in, right? You want to still exercise all of those muscles. And so you want to keep a winning attitude. You don't want to. I mean, the Padres are your rivals in Southern California. So I mean, as a fan, I feel like we can stop stressing about it. But I feel like they still need to do what they need to do, even if. And I don't anticipate them losing tonight. So let's keep it real. They're gonna win. But I'm just saying, this is way too interesting. Just like Trenton giving up a run last night with a 2-run lead. Like, stop making this stuff so interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
And I know Rod is like, well, Kenley probably would have given up both runs. And
no,
we would have been 3 games back last night.
He's okay. He's okay. He's not giving it up lately.
He's not giving it up lately. Anyway, this is episode 78 of the Collective Podcast. That means that we've been in effect for 18 full months. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the podcast, whether it be on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Twitch, any of that. Please check us out. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. You have games Thursday, Friday?
I am working a high school game tomorrow and Friday.
Lower level tomorrow?
One lower level and one varsity game tomorrow.
Oh, you have a double tomorrow?
Yeah.
Is it 2 separate sites?
2 separate sites. And then another one on Friday. And then a college game on Saturday.
So you have another double on Friday, or it's the same?
Just one on Friday.
Okay. And that's varsity. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, man. Appreciate that, Damien. We appreciate that. Yes, by the way, y'all, Damien is, well, maybe he doesn't want me to tell y'all, so I won't say, but he's got a serious gig that a lot of people don't know about, and it's really impressive. And I don't know what he's let the world know, so I won't say anything about it, but shout out to Damien. Speaking of Damien, now if we spell it with an E, my brother-in-law plays tomorrow at Damien High School. He is on the freshman team at Edawanda, and they play at Damien. So I haven't told Brianna yet because she's a little under the weather, but I plan on going whether she joins me or not. I'm going to go support. I reached out to the AD today at Damien, and he said no restrictions, which kind of scares me, but nobody's going to a freshman football game anyway. So I'm pretty sure I'll just be there with Bryce's mom and maybe a few other fans. So I'm good.
The crazy part about all these football games is we got college basketball scrimmages coming up.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, it's about time for me to start like flipping the switch in my head to like get back into it, because I haven't touched a basketball in months.
Dog, listen, you talk about jumping into it. I was at, like I said, I was at Cal Baptist yesterday, and you talk about diving back into it. Like, I was kind of chuckling at all the emails that go out from our guy down the road in San Diego. I'll just say that because you know what I'm talking about. Y'all need to get in shape for the season. I went to Cal Baptist, boy. You needed to be ready for that. And I had a good crew yesterday. It was cool. It was fun. Rick was grateful. I love the way that he coaches, and he has this thing where he'll start talking to his players like this. You can't really tell them to shut the fuck up and get the fuck out of jail. I mean, you just like listen. I've only seen him in practice. I've never watched a Cal Baptist men's game, but I admire him as a coach, and I see the ferocity in him and the ferocity in his staff, but I also see how much they care. And I need to watch them play, actual games. But it was great to be back on the court. To your point, it was a little weird, but got right back into it. I'm back there the next couple of weeks. So it feels great to be working some high level basketball in the midst of traveling for football and stuff. So I feel you on that. I definitely feel you on that.
For me, the weirdest part is it's a different type of run than we do for football.
Okay.
I mean, like once you get back on the court, it's your run is different and how you look at things are different. And so that's the part for me that I have to like try to get adjusted with when I switch from backpedaling in football to running and looking over my shoulder with basketball. It's kind of, I don't know. It takes me a couple trips down the floor to like get my sight adjusted. So I volunteered to do a couple of high school fall games on Monday before I start my college scrimmages on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Just to kind of like get my eyes back in focus of what I need to see or whatever. So I don't know, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, man, I hear you. Judge, boxing, MMA, combat sports, Judge, big time. Shout out to Damien. And then of course he does his signing thing, so he got it. I just looked on his wall and thought about AJ Johnson. Let me tell you a little story about AJ Johnson, and I'm talking about the male AJ Johnson, not Adrian Johnson. I was on the set of House Party, as you guys know, all that, but there was an extra, with a Jerry curl, and it was AJ Johnson. He was an extra, but they liked his personality, so he was no longer an extra. Like they gave him like some real money. He got the speaking part and the Jerry juice dripping up and down the driveway, all of that. He took off from there, but he was like in the room with us making whatever the hell we were making, $100 a day, and then they pulled him out of there, and he didn't get his own trailer, but he got to eat real craft services and all of that, and then just took off from there. So I can truly say that I was there at the start. And if what we're talking about is when did we film that? 1989. He took off from there, and it was the summer of '89. I'll never forget. But yeah, AJ Johnson, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Shout out to Damien. Dietrich said he had the Damien freshman also. So yeah, my brother-in-law's playing. I looked it up on Max Preps, and then I confirmed it with the Damien AD. So I will be there tomorrow. Also, Rod, lacrosse picks back up tomorrow. Men's lacrosse out at Miracosta High. So if you're in the area, we'll be there from 8 to 10. Oops, did I just say that? 8 to 10.
Well, speaking about Damien with, MMA and boxing, I mean, we got big boxing news.
We got what?
We got big boxing news.
Oh, go. We'll speak on it.
Pac-Man retired.
Oh, Pacquiao retired yesterday. Or was it this morning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was working and I missed his last fight. So I don't know how he looked. But
legend, but we won't sing Gone Too Soon. Leave it at that. We'll leave it at that.
Because he could come out tomorrow.
But also it's not too soon. Like it's time, but yeah, he can, for the right fight, he can come back. I'm just saying, like, yeah, well, Damian is a powerhouse, so they should kill Downey. They should probably kill Edewanda. Let's keep it real. Now basketball would be different. They're still a powerhouse, but they wouldn't kill Edewanda. But football, they should kill Edewanda at all levels. It might be interesting in lacrosse, although Edewanda doesn't have lacrosse yet. Yeah. Okay, Rod. I think we've covered it all. Unless you have anything else. Oh, Patreon, we're gonna discuss Rod's hatred for Candace Parker, disguised as him telling the truth disguised as him telling the truth, telling it like it is about Candace Parker. I think that Pacquiao could probably win for president of the Philippines the next time it.
I do too.
Next time it comes up,
I think he definitely will win. I don't.
National
and
treasure.
The Dodgers just gave up more runs, so this one's a wrap. It's 7-5 with a man on second and third. So,
all right. So what I can't do is watch baseball with Rod anymore because he just jinxed the Dodgers. Yeah, and he was telling me what was happening. So listen, I'm gonna be in Durango, Colorado, Friday. Well, game Saturday, but I'm in there on Friday, and so I get in like after the crew is done with dinner, and right when we're going into the pregame on Friday night. But I already put in my order for what I want from the restaurant, so they'll have it ready for me when I get back. When I get in from the airport, someone's gonna come pick me up. I'm definitely looking forward to that Friday dinner, and then the breakfast is supposed to be special on Saturday. But the dinner, I looked on that menu and I'm excited about that. I got it all lined up. So, all right, Rod, close out, brother, close out.
Hey man, it's a good week, man. Like I said, I'm happy because my team is 3-0. Had a lot of Raider doubters out there, and looks good from the top. So you can see the gray behind me, my Raider side, the purple, my Laker side. Die hard. Looking forward to these games and working and having a good time, working a different position on the field this week. So this will be interesting. I've been just jumping in my mechanics book and trying to figure out my responsibilities and my keys. And I'm ready to tackle that challenge, brother. And other than that, I'll be around the house chilling and trying to get as much rest as possible in between.
All right, right. Well, yeah, that's a good question. Good week, yeah. Boy, I left Southwest in the dust, man. I've been flying United the last 5-6 weeks, strong, and I'm moving up on their Premier rewards, so that's fun because I never really flew United in the past. But life after Southwest is lovely. Just want to let y'all know. Hug your family. Tell your family you love them. Tell your parents you love them. Any of your elders, let them know. Like, let them know how you feel. It's really important to let people know because you just never know when they'll go. Never know when you'll go. And please, I just hope that no new people. I wish that new people would stop getting COVID-19. And I think there's really only one way to do that, and that's for new people to stop getting it. You can discern what you want from that, but there's a way. And where there's a will, there's a way, right? That being said, we are 18 months strong, still ticking. We're still tweaking this bit by bit, making little changes here and there, but we're strong, man. The Collective Podcast, we're doing it. It was launched based on sports, but we cover lifestyle, we cover culture. We appreciate everyone that tunes in live. We appreciate everyone that listens back on the DSPs, and we appreciate you. So,
we don't see the check in like my mom. My mom lurks and watches secretly, but she hasn't actually stuck her head in and actually said anything. But I'm sure there are more of those out there.
Yes, sir. So, yep. Shout out to your mom. Shout out to my mom. Shout out to everyone who lurks. Shout out to anybody. I'm gonna steal this from Joe. I never really understood it, but I'm gonna go with it. Shout out to our first time viewers and our last time viewers, and prayers to all. And I'll close with one more time.
In the grieving, who do you believe in? Who do you believe in? I put my faith in God, blessed and still breathing.
And even though it's hard, that's who I believe in. Before I'm leaving, I'm asking the grieving. Who do you believe in? We out. 18 months strong. Episode 78, the Collective Podcast. I am AC from LA. That's my man, Saucier Sr. We love y'all.